Hello students, this is a class for BA Part 2nd English Literature. We will be doing the second part, the second stanza of Ode to West Wind, a poem by P.B. Shelley. We talked about the aspect of West Wind as a destroyer and preserver. In the first stanza, we talked about the influence of West Wind and autumn on the earth. And now, in the second stanza, we we will talk about the influence of west wind over the sky. So let us begin the poem Thou. Thou means you, or you कौन है? The poet addresses to the west wind. So he says, you on whose stream, stream means flow, amid the steep sky's commotion. Sky is steep, high. Amid the high sky's commotion. Commotion means violent disturbance. Sky, there is a violent disturbance, violent movement in the sky. What kind of disturbance? What kind of movement? Movement of clouds. Loose clouds. Actually, the clouds are empty but not completely empty. They have not shed all the water, but they are, you can say, only some residue is left in the clouds. So loose clouds, and the clouds are compared with earth's decaying leaves. So loose clouds, like is simile. So loose clouds are likened to earth's decaying leaves. Just as the dead leaves, decaying leaves are shed, they are carried away, in the same manner the loose clouds are also shed, shook, shaken from the tangled boughs of heaven and ocean. The clouds form from the ocean and they reach to the heaven. So a metaphoric image is presented that the clouds become tangled boughs. Boughs क्या है? Plants. So like the trees, tangled boughs. Tangled means interlocked, intertwined. आपस में गूंथे हुए जैसे वो बाउज हों, डालियां हों, वैसे क्लाउड्स को उसने कंपेयर किया है हेवन एंड ओशन. तो दे एमिनेट फ्रॉम ओशन एंड रीच टू हेवन. समुंदर से वेपराइजेशन की फॉर्म में वो ऊपर पहुंचते हैं और ऊपर जाकर के पेड़ की तरह से बादलों के रूप में बन जाते हैं. तो ऐसा एक इमेजरी द पोएट गिव्स कि लूज क्लाउड्स शूक shaken from the tangled boughs of heaven and ocean, and they become angels of rain and lightning. These clouds become the ray angels. Angels कौन है? Angels are actually messengers. Messengers मतलब one who takes the message from one place to another place. God's angels. In the same manner, the clouds are considered to be the angels of rain and lightning. They are carrier of rain and lightning. There are spread. और आप देखिए थोड़ा सा नीचे 1 2 3 4 फिफ्थ लाइन को अप्रोच कीजिए. डैश के बाद डैश जो है वहां पे देर आर स्प्रेड द लॉक्स ऑफ अप्रोचिंग स्टॉर्म. देर आर स्प्रेड द क्लाउड्स आर स्प्रेड. कैसे? लाइक द लॉक्स. लॉक्स मीन्स हेयर. द लॉक्स of the approaching storm, as if the locks of approaching storm is spread over the sky. जैसे पूरे आसमान में आने वाले तूफान अपने बालों को जैसे. और उसको he gives a long imagery, like से शुरू होता है. तो there are spread on the blue surface of the sky of thine airy surge. Airy surge means the tide of air, that is to say, the sky. Sky is actually a bundle of air only. So on the blue surface of your airy surge, surge is actually tide, high wave, high rising wave. तो on your airy surge, हवा में जो high tide है वो like the bright hair, and this airy surge is compared with the bright hair uplifted from the head of some fierce Maenad. Maenad is actually the female worshipper of wine god Bacchus. Bacchus, Bacchus. The wine god Bacchus and female worshippers dance. They perform dance, and while dancing, they raise their head in such a way that their hair are uplifted. So that dance form is compared with the rising of the clouds, rising of the air, airy surge. So like the bright hair uplifted from the head of some fierce Maenad. Fierce means dreadful Maenad. The frenzied dance of Maenads, female worshippers of Bacchus, are compared even from the dim verge of the horizon. धरती की जो डिम वर्ज है, वर्ज मीन्स एज, धरती का वो किनारा जो डिम है ऑफ द होराइजन, होराइजन इज एक्चुअली क्षितिज, जहाँ पे डिम वर्ज टू द जेनिथ्स हाइट, और ये बादल, ये हवा नीचे के होराइजन से उठ करके कहाँ तक जा रहे हैं, अप टू द जेनिथ्स हाइट. जेनिथ इज एक्चुअली द टॉप ऑफ द स्काई. So up to the height of the top of the sky, they raise. The clouds are raised. The locks, the hair of the approaching storm, you can see. So this is a, you can say, very large scale frame of the clouds, wind, of the west wind from the earth up to the zenith of the sky, and then compared with Maenads here. ऐसा बोलने के बाद में thou dirge of the dying year, the poet says you are dirge. Dirge is actually funeral song. मृत्यु गीत जो होता है, मरने पे जो गीत गाए जाते हैं, they are called dirge. तो thou dirge of the dying year, the year is about to come to an end by the end of autumn season. So you sing as if the funeral song of the dying year, to which this closing night, the poet is talking about the particular night when he was writing perhaps the poem, and he saw the scene, this you can say very commotion, a scene of commotion in the sky. So he says, thou dirge of the dying year, to which this closing night will be the dome. This night will be the dome. It's a metaphor. Metaphor is a comparison without the help of like or edge. So this closing night will be the dome. Dome is actually the round structure on generally temples, जिसको गुंबद कहते हैं, महलों पे, पैलेसेस में जो होता है ऊपर गोल गुंबद नुमा आकृति, that is called dome. So the night will be the dome of a vast sepulchre. Sepulchre is actually the burial place, the graveyard. एक बहुत बड़ा, वास्ट मीन्स वेरी 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 लार्ज स्केल लैंडस्केप. तो ऐसा वास्ट सेपल्चर बरियल प्लेस, उसके डोम की तरह से नाइट विल प्रूव, vaulted means arched, और raised with all your congregated might. और ये जो वास्ट डोम है, दिस डोम विल बी actually with the congregated might. Congregated means collected, gathered, put at one place. ऐसी तुम्हारी पावर, एक जगह जो इकट्ठी हो गई है, ऐसी पावर से it will be vaulted, it will be raised in the sky. और ये might किसकी है, ये पावर किसकी है, of vapors from whose solid atmosphere. When the vapors rise high in the sky in the night, it creates a solid atmosphere. Solid atmosphere of, you can say that the ice is gathered over there because of the cold wind in the winter, approach of winter, from whose solid atmosphere black rain, वाई ब्लैक? बिकॉज इट्स नाइट टाइम, रात में जो बारिश होने वाली है वो. तो ब्लैक रेन एंड फायर, फायर मीन्स लाइटनिंग, एंड हेल, हेल मीन्स स्नो will burst. So look at the image that the poet has presented in a poetic manner, that the vapors will rise from the ocean. They will congregate, they will gather in the sky, and the cold wind of autumn will create a solid atmosphere in the sky. And then in the night time, the rain, lightning, and snow will burst from the sky. ऐसा जो power, in this manner the poet tries to create that all this is possible only because of the power of west wind. इसलिए he says, oh here, listen to me, listen. And the second aspect of west wind is communicated in this stanza. We will do this part, we will conclude this part here only, and rest of the poem we will try to finish the poem in our next lecture. Thank you very much for the uh, patient listening. If you have any doubts about this particular stanza, because this particular stanza is generally considered by the students to be somewhat difficult. So if you have any queries, you are free to call me or WhatsApp me your queries. Thank you very much.